Is your industrial marketing strategy based on other industries? In this video, I'm going to explain the 5 areas you need to focus on most.
Gladiator in this art of war. What you think that I've been fighting for? Got a cape on like a superhero. They rushing at me like a matador. Nah, I don't need your energy. I don't need the negativity. I'm just trying to bring my people up. Promise y'all I got the remedy. Straight to the roof, tell them we bringing the troops. We got a little surprise, you thinking that we ain't the truth. We give it 120, we never make an excuse. So go run and tell everybody out and we coming for you.
What's up guys, Kyle Milan here, and whether you're listening to this on the podcast or watching this video on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss our content every week, and if you get value out of it, share with one person you know. All right, on this episode, we're talking about industrial marketing, and some companies will take other industries' marketing strategies based on information that they saw, information that they read, and try and apply it to their industrial marketing company. So when I look at industrial marketing, I either put you in one of 2 buckets. Either you are doing an industrial service or you have an industrial product. Now, there's no cookie cutter approach to it. Each of them are different. They do still have the same pillar foundational boilerplate pieces of areas to focus on, but the execution of those areas is where, depending on what it is exactly that you do, you could go down one direction or another. So from a services standpoint, whether you are serving industrial companies and doing facilities, or you have manufacturing as a service, machine shops, injection molding, plastics, robotics, things like that, versus the guys that are selling an industrial product, you can still use these same tactics, but with the execution of it, you're going to be looking at different areas. So with the products, you're probably going to be focusing on consumers, which is a different market altogether because it's not B2B anymore, now it's B2C. So you can still use some of the tactics, but where you execute it is going to be more driven towards where those consumers are going to spend a lot of their time, and where you're going to get more bang for your buck. So doing advertising, when you get into that, more on Facebook and Instagram and things like that, makes more sense than doing advertising on LinkedIn, which is way more expensive. You can still do advertising with Google search, but you got to think about it from the consumer standpoint and where can you get the return on that investment, whether it's a $45 consumer product or a $450 consumer product. You have to say those are 2 different areas. It's not a service. I'm not going B2B, I'm going B2C. So once that's out of the way that we break it down is there's mainly 5 key areas that we look at. And whether we're talking to somebody for the first time or we have an existing client, these are the 5 areas that we look at. So area number 1 is going to be the website. It does not matter if you are going after products or industrial services, your website has to be ready to perform. For some of you guys, you're not going to be getting thousands of hits a day. You may get 500 hits a month or 5,000 hits a month. But your website, wherever you're sending the traffic to, has to be ready to a certain level to take that traffic and do something with it. You need to make sure that your call to actions are clear. You need to make sure that it's ready to handle all of this marketing effort that you're putting into it, because there's no sense of spending lots of money on marketing if your website isn't ready to take that traffic. So having everything clear, where are they going to, looking at your homepage and your landing pages and your specific products or service pages, make sure that if somebody goes to an internal page, that page is optimized and that you have call to actions to convert them on whatever it is that you're trying to convert them with. The website is always the starting point. Your website does not have to be perfect. That does not mean that you have to redo your website completely and spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on a new website. A lot of times you can take what you have and spend a little bit of money to adjust it, or your website may be perfectly fine as it is. But you have to look at the website first. Like I said, there's no sense of spending a ton of money if they're going to come to your website and then just leave right away. Step number 2 is going to be content. And if you guys follow this channel and you follow my content, you're going to know I talk about this a lot. And this is the driving factor in today's age to drive brand awareness, top line growth, and all of that. We're going to break content into 2 buckets: written content, video content. How you execute that content is going to depend on exactly what it is that you're doing. If you're doing manufacturing or industrial as a service, then you might want to focus around showing off that service. If you're making physical products, you can show product pictures. Where you post that can be 2 different areas. The services side is going to focus on LinkedIn. The product side, like machine shops and things, people that make really cool, interesting things, that's great for Instagram and LinkedIn, but you can build a decent presence on Instagram with images like that. So when you break it into those two categories, you have to have a balance of written content and video content. You can reference my video about content marketing up here, and this is where it's going to show you exactly how we break it down, but you don't want to just focus on one area. There still is about half people want to read, half the people want to watch a video. So you have to appease both of those people. Even from Google's standpoint, Google still does rank articles very high. Now, with them owning YouTube and the videos coming out, it's like neck and neck which one's gonna get ranked higher, but you need to focus on written content just as much as video content. Having a strategy, I break it all down in that video about content marketing on exactly how to do it, but that's really the second pillar, is starting with some piece of content. The third area to focus on is going to be getting attention. So now you've spent the money or the time creating a piece of content, now you need to get it some attention. Now exactly how you do that is going to depend on what it is specifically that you do, service or product, and how big your company is. But some areas that you need to focus on is you need to put it on social. You need to have an active social presence. You need to be in the areas in the social platform that is going to get the attention of the people you're trying to sell to. So companies that are focusing on Twitter and pushing their content on Twitter, you can do that. Personally, I hate Twitter. You can do that, but expect nothing to come back, or very, very little. For the B2B people out there focusing on LinkedIn, if you can make something that you can take cool pictures of, cool videos of, things like that, you can post it on Instagram. That works very well too, but social is gonna be the quickest way to get your content in front of somebody. The next area is gonna be taking that content, getting attention on it through email. If you're doing email marketing, creating an article is going to be easy to distribute to people, saying things like, hey, I just wrote this article, I thought you might get some value out of it, take a look at it, and shooting them over that article. It's the fastest way to provide some sort of value to people before you go in there and ask them for their attention back and give you a sale or a conversation or potential sale. So sending out through email marketing does still work. It's not 2002, it's not gonna be a super high open rate, but it is still one of the areas that you can focus on getting attention. The next area is gonna be your website. So getting attention on your website, taking the content that you've created and strategically positioning it on your website in areas that you know that people go. Looking at your Google Analytics of your website, look at the top landing pages and the top total pages viewed. And maybe it's your homepage, maybe it's an internal page, maybe it's a blog section. Look at that data, and then you want to make sure that your content is relevant on those pages and is there, because you've already got attention coming to your website. Putting a piece of content, whether it's a downloadable guide, downloadable white paper, links to your articles, links to your white paper, a video that's going to autoplay, links to your channel, things like that. You've already got traffic coming to your website. You need to try and use that traffic and show them some sort of value with some sort of educational piece of content that you've created. Money follows attention, and it's all about getting attention around your brand, so that way from a marketing standpoint, it helps out the sales guys. So when they do cold calls, warm calls, and all those things, people are more likely to have heard of your brand before based on a piece of content. And it's also going to then drive your revenue and opportunities, because the more that people know you, the more attention you have, the higher likelihood it is that you're gonna make a sale. The fourth area is gonna be follow-up. You have to follow up with every opportunity. This is not just taking the best opportunities and only following up those people. You have to continue to do this and follow up. If you have an opportunity, if somebody asked you to send them pricing for something, following up with them and continuing to follow up with different means and different ways is extremely important, because that's the only way that you're gonna close that deal. From a sales standpoint, marketing guys sending opportunities, sending leads to the sales guys. But a lot of times sales guys then are like, oh yeah, I got the lead, thanks for the information. They call once and then that's it. You have to continue to follow up. You've invested a lot of time and money into this marketing strategy. You're creating content, you're distributing it, you're getting attention, you're putting it on places that are relevant. And then if somebody raises their hand and says, hey, I want to learn more about what it is that you guys do, you have to jump on that opportunity and then follow up, because they're not always going to be responsive right away to whatever it is that you're trying to get a hold of them for. Whether it's a discovery call, initial proposal, an RFQ, things like that. You have to continue to contact them through multiple means, through email, through phone, through LinkedIn messages. Don't just say, I sent them an email and I haven't heard back from them. Do your own research, find out who they work for. Is it a good fit? You can start to pre-qualify people just based on their email address and taking the domain and seeing who it is that they work for, and seeing, do you think that they might be a potential fit? Now, if it's somebody that's trying to sell SEO services to you, then you can just throw that one away. But follow-up is extremely important. That's the difference between people that close a lot of deals and make a lot of money and those that don't. It all comes from the follow-up. The last area to focus on is going to be if you want to speed it up. That's where advertising comes in. I've created a lot of content about different advertising tactics. One of them is linked right here. And advertising is a great way to speed it up while you're working on your organic and waiting for your SEO to rank and continue to have Google crawl your pages and things like that. Do some advertising, but be strategic. You can waste a lot of money here. If you want to speed things up fast, doing things like Google search, doing things like Google display, focusing on LinkedIn and doing strategic searches and display advertising, not the tech stuff, but display advertising or in-mail. That's a great way, if it's done strategically, going after a specific group of accounts and types and personas and titles, it can be extremely effective for you to give you a boost to where you don't want to wait for all the organic stuff to happen. I mean, realistically, it could take weeks, months before you see any sort of ROI on any of these types of things. You create a piece of content, that doesn't mean you're going to get an opportunity the next day. What happens is it's like growing grass. You have to keep on watering and watering it and watering it. You have to keep creating content, keep going through these 5 pillars, keep pushing, don't stop until you start to get opportunities. And if you're using advertising, that can speed it up and compound it to get in front of more people faster. But if you stop, then you just wasted all your time and money. And that's the worst thing that you could do, is just try for a little bit of time and then stop. There is no instant gratification here. You're not going to create a piece of content, have it blow up, and all of a sudden you got 50 people that want to buy from you. It is chipping away every single day, every single week, for months and months before you really start to see the opportunities come back. Sometimes you get lucky right away, and other times you've got to wait months and months, but that doesn't mean give up. Advertising is a way to compound that and speed it up if you do it strategically, and you have to be mindful of your budget, because you can spend a lot of money in the wrong areas if you aren't strategic. So those are the 5 areas that you need to focus on with your industrial marketing strategy. If you guys want us to take a look at it at MFG Tribe, you can visit us on our website. You can reach out to me through LinkedIn. We focus on the specific services that we offer for a reason, because this is what works right now. If you want to check out our channels and our pages and things like that, you can see how are we executing it. We do literally the exact same thing that we tell our clients to do, because this is what works. So hopefully you got some value out of this episode. If you did, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that way you know exactly when we produce new content every single week. And please share this with one person you know. That's it for now, and we will see you on the next one.